Panther Football 2022. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight, the Panthers host the Melrose Red Raiders in the first round of the MIAA Division IV State Tournament. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside is my co-host, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, the Panthers and Red Raiders are two very successful football programs that missed the playoffs last year. What do you expect to see from Holliston and Melrose tonight?
Well, I think if you watched the game last week with Hopkinton, Melrose is kind of similar in the sense that they have a very big line. Now, their line is bigger than Hopkinton, and they have a really good quarterback. They have a quarterback that can run just, a little bit better than the Hopkinton quarterback. The Hopkinton quarterback was probably a little better passer, went to the outside. These guys will stay in. The runners will like to stay inside a little bit and run behind that big line. But I will tell you, I think this is a game where it's going to be the classic, strength and size against speed. And if Holliston can use their speed to get to the outside and get deep on passes, and they can keep TJ a little protected, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape. Here's the thing they got to do, Tom. Eliminate turnovers. Eliminate penalties. Tackle. Contain the ends, and don't let that quarterback run up the middle.
Okay, Holliston won the toss and deferred. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. Number 4 ranked Holliston comes into this game with a record of 7-1, averaging 34 points a game, allowing just 13 on the defense. Their head coach is Todd Kiley in his 20th season with the Panthers. His record, 164 wins against 53 losses. The number 13 ranked Melrose team is 6-2. They allow 20 points a game, and they score 26 points a game. Their Hall of Fame coach, Tim Morris, is in his 28th season with the Red Raiders. His record, 198 wins, 112 losses, and 4 ties.
Yeah, that's a good team we're playing here tonight, Tom. They are really good, and they're you can tell they're well coached. They run the ball very well, as I said earlier, and they can pass if need be. And once again, you're going to have to get in there, kind of like you did last week. I'm not sure if Coach Athey's going to run the same defense that he ran last week, but if he did, that might not be a bad idea.
Kawalima with the kickoff, and number 14 sends a good one spinning all the way back to the goal line. The Melrose returner stopped short of the 20-yard line. Last week, the Red Raiders had a 28-16 win over Watertown. Their quarterback, Josh Madden, number 12, rushed for over 100 yards, passed for a touchdown.
Well, they have size not only on the line, not only as far as weight, but they also have some size height-wise, too. And some of their receivers are pretty good size.
Their wide receiver, Cameron Lippy, scored 2 touchdowns for the Red Raiders. 1st and 10. Short run inside, stopped by the Panthers.
Well, this is the type of team a lot of times, your defensive line is going to really have to take on these bigger blockers, and free up your linebackers and let your linebackers and maybe sometimes even your safeties come down and make a lot of tackles. But you're going to have to tackle these kids. You can't just try and grab them around the shoulders.
2nd and 7 for the Melrose. Quarterback. Flag on the play.
Trenton Hodges, the intended receiver.
It is kind of a little bit windy up here in the booth, but I don't think there's anything that's really going to.
It's going to be holding against Holliston. So that'll be a 1st down for Melrose. This is the first time that these two towns have met on the football field. Both teams with 100 years plus of history.
Well, there you go. We talk about this right at the beginning of the game. You really have to avoid these penalties because that would have been a 3rd and long situation for Melrose.
First and 10 for Melrose at the 31-yard line. High snap.
Inside handoff, short gain.
Handed off to
Kawhi Lima. CJ Pacheco.
You know,
sure had the rush there for Melrose. Second down and 5 for the Red Raiders.
one of the things you'll see that I haven't seen a lot of their games, Tom, but the games I see, they're a very patient team. They don't mind eating up a lot of clock and going down and scoring.
Madden hands off again, but there's a flag before Fogarty can get started. The Red Raiders averaging 270 yards a game on offense. They pass for an average of 68, but they rush for over 202 yards.
False start there on Melrose, sets them back. Make a 2nd and 10.
Expect to see a lot of running out of the Red Raiders.
Yeah, they're good, and that line is big, and one of them, big number 75 there, I believe, is either being looked at or maybe even committed to Columbia.
Second down and 10 for Melrose. Madden hands it off, takes it to Fogarty, keeps it himself, but CJ Pacheco and Joey Gentile were right there.
Well, Pacheco and Gentile had a great game, especially Pacheco at the end of that game against Hopkinton last week. And they really shut Hopkinton down when Holliston needed to have them shut him down. So they're going to look at Pacheco. As I said, if they can keep these linemen off of Pacheco, he's going to have a pretty good night tonight. That was good containment, too, by Holliston.
C.J. Pacheco with 4 sacks in the game against Hopkinton and a crucial 2-point conversion. Third down and 12 for Melrose.
Got to watch the quarterback here.
Madden back to pass, fires over the middle, knocked away by Brady Sweeney. Great play by number 11.
Well, he was going for Lippy. Lippy, number 7 there for Melrose. He's 6'6", Tom, and he's a big target for Madden, the quarterback.
So that brings up 4th and 12. Coach Morris sends out the punt team. Kawhi Lima and Andrew Dennison back to receive the kick. At the 35 is Dennison. Speeds up the right sideline and gets it into Red Raider territory near the 45.
You know, these teams come in here a lot of times with the bigger players and stuff, and you know, you kind of look at them and say, "Wow, what's gonna happen here?" But you know, Holliston's speed and Holliston for so many years has played really. They've had a few big kids, but not a lot of big kids. You know, the Scott Elliott's of the world here and there. But so Holliston is very used to playing against teams like this. They're very used to drawing up game plans against teams like this, and they can use their speed. If they can keep to the outside, and if they can keep TJ a little bit clean, give him a little bit of time, they can also get beat deep.
Holliston offense averaging 324 yards a game, 185 through the air, 139 on the ground. First and 10 at the Melrose 48. Empty backfield for TJ Kiley. Kiley to pass on first down. Nice toss to Andrew Dennison. He's got a first down.
Yeah, Andrew's going to find the holes in this defense. They play a one high safety, and they can be spread out. And again, you can attack the edges against this team. You know, and if Holliston can get some plays over the middle, some crossing passes, and bring those defensive backs even in a little bit closer, that's going to open up the deep pass for Holliston.
Andrew Dennison with 721 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns in his Panther career. First down and 10 from the 36. Kiley hands off to Donovan Harding. Flag flies.
Yeah, it's going to be holding. Personal foul against Holliston.
Last week, the Panthers had a thriller in Manila as they went into Hiller country and came away with a 21-19 victory to grab a share of the Tri-Valley League Championship.
The thrill against the Hiller.
The thriller against the Hiller. You got to write this stuff.
I got a million of them.
Andrew Dennison had 2 touchdowns for the Panthers. So they mark off the personal foul, pushes the Panthers all the way back to their own 49.
And this is what you can't afford to do. You can't afford to do this all year long, but especially you get in these playoffs when it's one and done, you can't afford to make these mistakes. You know, Holliston's going to clean that up a little bit, and now they put themselves in a little hole. Not a hole too big for them to get out of, though.
First and 25 from the 49.
So 1st and 25 for the Panthers. Holliston goes with an empty backfield again.
No safety deep either.
Kiley keeps it himself, and a flag on the play. Kind of came late in the pile there.
Could be another 15 against Melrose this time. Face mask, looks like. Personal foul, face mask.
So
Well,
each team with a personal foul.
personal fouls giveth, and the personal fouls taketh away.
And so we'll redo 1st down and 10 at the 36-yard line.
7:58 left to go in the first quarter. Clock running. Now they drop a safety, a single safety high. No, he's coming up. So you can beat your guy one-on-one. You have a touchdown.
Kiley to pass, rolls left, being chased. Fires, intercepted.
Yeah, that was kind of ill-advised. I think what TJ did, he turned around and just hoping to quasi-ground it, but you got to get the ball outside of the lines if you're going to do that. And you know, so we've had penalties and turnovers, and these are the things you really have to avoid in this game. But the score is 0-0, 7:28 left to go in the first quarter.
Panther defense comes out again for the 2nd time tonight. Starting defense, number 8, Owen Zakshevsky, number 56, Grant Harper, number 51, David Villa, number 44, CJ Pacheco, number 9, Joey Gentile, number 12, Nick Larch, number 4, Cooper Olson, number 33, Lucas Badenkoff. I'll get the rest in just a moment. Madden hands it off, 1st down.
Oh, nice
And
job.
it runs right into the arms. I think that was number 51, David Villa, with the stop.
You know, you can be big and you can be strong and everything, but if these Holliston speed, they don't just have speed on that defensive line, they have quickness too. They're able to get to the ball carrier.
Defensive backs starting for the Panthers, number 11, Brady Sweeney, number 14, Kawal Lima, number 6, Andrew Dennison. This defense only allows 190 yards a game, 128 through the air, and just 62 yards a game on the ground. 2nd down and 11 for Melrose. On the jet sweep, they go to number 11, but CJ Pacheco.
So what's happening is exactly what I talked about a little bit earlier in the game is that those front four, the front four are basically containing those 5 offensive linemen from Melrose, and Holliston's using their speed to get to these backs, and that's something that you don't talk about a lot on this defense, but they have such great speed, and that's why they have such a great defense. You gave us some of the stats there.
Pacheco 3rd on the team with 22 tackles, 4 sacks, and 4 tackles for loss. So it'll be 3rd down and 16 from the 24-yard line for Melrose. They fake the jet sweep. Madden goes for the screen to the middle of the field. Nice tackle there. That was Lima coming up.
Lima, I'm going to tell you right now, that is one big tackle. He doesn't make that tackle. They get a 1st down, quite a bit more, and maybe keep this drive going. That's a big, big tackle by Lima. Nicely done.
Lima and Dennison drop back to receive the punt from Melrose. Punt's a good one. Dennison's going to take it to the 26-yard line. He speeds near the Panther bench, toward the Panther bench, and takes it to the 40-yard line.
You see right there, that's the great speed. Of course, Dennison has tremendous speed, but that's what the great speed can do against a bigger team, is because he made about 10 yards on his own just by turning the corner and zipping upfield quickly enough. If he could have got out of that little jam right in there, he would have picked up probably another 10 yards.
Great article on T.J. Kiley today in the Boston Herald, and a great quote, too. He said, football is the ultimate greatest team sport in the world.
Well, I agree.
Every play involves each player doing their job.
That's right. You don't do your job. It just takes one guy to mess the whole thing up, and the other 10 guys got to suffer for it.
5:03 to go in this first quarter, no score. Panthers 1st and 10 from their own 40. Kiley to pass, looks left. Complete to number 11, Brady Sweeney.
Tom, I get the sense right now that Holliston's feeling pretty good about themselves. And the reason I say that is because they came out, they stopped Melrose twice. Because you really never know. You see the size, you see these kids and this and that. You really never know how well you're going to do. And I think they're starting to feel pretty good about themselves. And get a little bit of that cockiness going. And that's kind of what they need, just a little bit, not a lot. And they can come out and play their game and start scoring.
2nd down and 1 after that Sweeney catch.
Again, no high safety here.
Kiley to Harding, and Melrose snuffs that out for a loss.
See, when they're playing the two high safety, that's when they kind of expect a pass. When they play either one high or they play no safety or no deep safety, that's when they're looking for the run, and they were set up defensively perfectly for that run. 3:50 in the clock running in the first quarter here.
So it'll be an important 3rd down and 2 for Holliston.
This is where you can attack them to the outside.
And up to Harding. Harding breaks it to the outside. 1st down, steps in, up the sideline. He's got more, much more.
Yeah, that's what you can do, and that's what you can do all night against this team. The Melrose team's a good team. They're well coached. They're big, pretty athletic, but I don't know if they've seen this kind of speed that Holliston can get.
Devin Harding with 856 yards rushing and receiving and 14 touchdowns for the Panthers this season. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line.
The other guy tonight who you might be able to use a little bit is Owen McCarron, the tight end, because you can see they're going to start covering the wide receivers. They're going to start doubling them. That's going to allow the tight end to get open.
Kiley to throw, looks left, complete. That was number 11, Brady Sweeney. That's his 30th catch of the season. He's over 475 yards and 5 touchdowns this year.
You know, coming into the game, and of course we get here early and we see the warm-ups and everything, and we don't know, these guys are pretty big guys, how they're going to do, but I think what you're seeing now is TJ's getting some time. If he's going to have that much time, he's going to be in for a pretty good night, I think.
2nd down and 2 for Holliston.
Here's the blitz.
Kiley to throw again. This time he looks to the end zone. Knocked away
Flag.
at the last minute.
Should be flag.
And
interference, pass interference. And that will result in the 1st down. Even though it's not an automatic 1st down, it'll result in the 1st down. So this will be a 1st down for Holliston.
Interference against Melrose.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. He gets a little bit to the outside. You give TJ a little bit of protection. I don't think they have that kind of recovery that that a Holliston would have, recovery speed and everything. And they're not going to be able to cover Sweeney and Dennison all night long.
So the ball's on the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 for Holliston. 2:01 left in this first quarter, no score. Holliston inside the red zone for the first time tonight. Kiley to Dennison, to Harding quickly. Follows a nice block by Jack Schelling and Grant Harper.
You know what, I talk about this in a lot of the games, and we talk before the games and during the week and stuff, and I say that you can tell how Holliston's going to do based on how that offensive line does. Right now, that offensive line is winning this battle inside.
2nd and 2 for Holliston. They go to Harding again. Touchdown, Panthers! Devin Harding. From 2 yards out, puts the Panthers on the board with 1:26 to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, and the most important thing about that is that he did that off tackle. In other words, Holliston's offensive line is beating that Melrose defensive line right now.
Jack McElliott lines up for the extra point. Kick is up and good. So Jack McElliott for his 25th extra point of the season. And Devin Harding touchdown, and the Panthers are up 7-0.
Well, there's a long, long, long way to go in this game. But so far coming out here, that Holliston offensive line has done well. The receivers have done well. TJ's hit his guys, and Devin Harding is starting to run. And when Devin Harding's starting to run wild, they are a tough, tough team to stop.
Yeah, just one penalty there that they ended up getting back, but that was the biggest mistake this offense has made. Well, it's always good to draw first blood in these playoff games. This was picked as a top game of the week.
Oh, it should be. I mean, this team is rated 13th, Melrose, but I don't see them as a number 13 team. They have a really good team.
Kawalima with the kick to the 10-yard line. Good coverage by the Panthers. And he stopped at the 25-yard line. Well, a lot of media covering this game.
Well, for a lot of reasons, media covering this game.
Metro West News is here.
Yep.
And the New England Football Journal and Channel 5.
Channel 5 is
here. Of course, HCAT.
Yep, HCAT. Well, that's number one. One thing I was going to tell you about on these kickoffs is that Holliston's doing a nice job holding their lanes, because twice now the returner has looked to come out to this right-hand side over towards us, and it's been cut off. It's been contained by the outside of the kicking team. Oh, there's an offsides against Holliston now. They jumped.
Both sides antsy about this playoff game. Both mentioned on the top end of the show, both of these teams missed the playoffs, which is very uncharacteristic for a Melrose or Holliston football team.
Well, you got one side, you got the Hall of Fame coach and the coaching staff. You get another side here with a great coaching staff that's been here many times and knows what they're doing. So these teams are going to be pretty well coached. Just the kids get a little antsy, you're waiting all day for this, and you make a little mistake here or there. That happens. 1st down and 5 for Melrose. High snap. Ooh. Corralled by Madden. He's scrambling to his right. He's going to tuck the ball and go. And he's close to a 1st down. Yeah, you got to watch Madden. Now, Madden will come to the outside, but the other thing that he does that I've seen him do is be very patient if he goes back to pass, and he kind of waits for that middle to open up. And if that middle opens up, he'll take it right up the middle. He is a very good runner. Panthers have made the playoffs 12 of the last 14 years. This is why it's so important to get these home games, Tom, and Holliston does extremely well, especially at home.
First and 10 for Melrose at
Oh,
the
there's
36.
a jump. That's 5 yards back the other way. Yeah, I think, all the kids here, hey, everyone's excited. It's a big game for these kids. Like you said, if they missed it last year, just like Holliston did, you get a little antsy. And
These teams know they have to bring their A game to win this ball game tonight and move forward.
so now this gives Holliston if they can stop them on first down here and get them to second down and long, it gives Holliston a chance to do a lot of things like blitz.
First and 15 from the 31. Madden hands off.
Nice tackle.
Number 48, that's big Dom Delgado, who has 3 touchdowns on the season.
Olsen had the stop on that one. Cooper's having a nice game. Cooper had a nice game the other day, too. What's going on here?
Face mask against the Panthers.
Oh, boy.
It's a big one. Oh, it's just a 5-yarder.
Incidentals, so only a 5-yard penalty.
So it'll be second down and 4 for the Red Raiders.
On second and 4.
.101 left to go in the first quarter. Holliston up 7-zip.
Madden hands off to number 21, Stephen Fogarty.
Fogarty's a good runner, but that time he ran right into the Holliston semi-blitz there. They sent one of their linebackers, I didn't see which one it was, get in there, and they ran right to the blitz. That was a nice guess there by the Holliston defense.
Jack Harper and his dulcet tones gave the tackle to Pierce Olachi, number 54.
Yeah. Jack's being featured here tonight on Channel 5. He deserves every bit of it, too. Does a great job announcing for Holliston.
I saw you photobombing him, his picture earlier in the game.
Oh, what do we have here now?
Timeout Melrose with 15 seconds to go in this first quarter. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, of the timeout and the penalty, it's second down and 2 from the 44.
Right into the blitz again.
Madden keeps it himself. Makes the outside and just enough for a first down. Holliston was coming.
What a great read by Madden, the quarterback there. And if he handed it off, they would have had about a 2 or 3 yard loss on that play. But Madden saw what was happening. He kept the ball and got to the outside. But again, Holliston did a nice job containing on that outside, not letting him get around the corner to get too much yardage, although he did get the first down.
First down for Melrose at their 48-yard line. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Holliston 7, Melrose nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment. All right, the teams change sides. We've got a fresh 12 minutes on the clock, and we're ready to start the second quarter.
Well, that quarter's a little bit sloppy by both teams as far as penalties go, and I think both coaches want to cut down on that a little bit. But other than that, Holliston's done a pretty good job so far.
First and 10 for Melrose. Madden's going to take it himself up the middle.
That's it.
He meets a big crowd of Panthers.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. You've got to protect the outside, but you also have to protect the middle because he will go up the middle, and he's pretty good. He's a pretty good runner. He can read stuff pretty well, but there Holliston took him down for about a 1 yard loss. I'm sorry, not a 1 yard loss, a gain of 1.
Second and 9 for the Red Raiders.
You play all these games, and you play like against Hopkinton. And Hopkinton, like I said, had a line not quite as big as this, but a good-sized line. And, but maybe that what they learned from that, they were able to apply here tonight. And, maybe it'll help them out as the game progresses.
Madden under center, pitches to Fogarty.
Well, you want to throw
Fogarty's.
He wanted to throw it.
And big tackle by number 9, Joey Gentile.
Wow, Joey Gentile, you know, he had a really big game. Some really big plays at the end of that game.
Joey Gentile, second on the team with 25 tackles, and that was his 6th tackle for loss.
And this is where Coach Athy, you know, 3rd and long like this, 3rd and 12 or 13, a long 12, whatever it is. This is where he likes to kind of turn his guys free. And now that you know that your defensive, their front 7 can beat their front 5, you can really go after somebody. Just got to really be careful with this quarterback. He is a good runner.
3rd and 13 for Melrose. Madden, straight drop, looks deep, fires down the middle of the field, right through the hands of Nick Larch.
Well,
he was watching the receiver in front of him, and he's like, hey, that's coming to me.
I didn't see who it was. It might have been C.J. Pacheco over on the side here. He did a twist move. What a beautiful, beautiful move he did on the blocker and to get by him.
So 4th down sends Andrew Dennison and Kawhi Lima back. Madden's punt is high, but it's coming in short.
Yeah, you want to stay away from that.
And takes a Holliston bounce, doesn't go anywhere at the 25. So Holliston in good shape for their first drive of the second quarter. 9:52 left in the second quarter.
Got to clean up the penalties, Tom. Clean up the penalties, and you know you have a shot of marching downfield a little bit. You just don't want to have to keep paying for the same real estate twice.
Hey, that's a good line. You should use that more often.
Hey, even a clock that stopped is good twice a day. 9:52 left to go in this half. Let's see what Coach Kiley does here.
Kiley hands off to Brady Sweeney, number 11 on the jet play, but there were a lot of Red Raiders upfield. Loss on the play for Holliston.
The cornerback who's covering Dennison is giving him a lot of space out there.
2nd down and 15 for Holliston.
Let's see if Coach Kiley noticed that too.
TJ Kiley looks right, fires to Andrew Dennison. He's wrapped up right away near the line of scrimmage.
Well, he took him to the line of scrimmage because that's where Andrew went. But I'd pump fake that line of scrimmage and send him deep, right down the line. I don't think they can keep up with him.
Well, Hopkinton couldn't last week on that 76-yarder to start the game. 3rd down and 15 for Holliston.
Ten-second signal given.
And we got a timeout on the field with 8:20 to go in this first half. 7-0 Panthers. Will be back in just a few moments. Okay, after the Panthers timeout, 3rd and 15. Coach Kiley got a chance to talk to his offense. McCarron and Dennison. Now number 3, Harding comes around to the right.
They're going to blitz. They're going to come. No,
empty backfield. Kiley fires complete to Andrew Dennison over the middle, and he takes it to the 40-yard line for a Panther first down.
Yeah, that's there. They're playing way off him, and that's what I said before. When they just hit him over here, they get in that little kind of like, I don't know if it's even a bubble screen you would have called it over there when he's right at the line of scrimmage, but he can beat that guy, and they know it now. And I think that the coaching staff kind of feels that, okay, our whole playbook right now, Tom, I think is in force here. They can pull out all the stops if they want to.
Dennison and McCarron to the right of the formation. Sweeney to the left with Gentile in the slot. Hand off to Devin Harding, number 3. Fights his way for a few yards.
Great description. I guess he did. The Melrose does a very nice job stretching that defense out and making Harding go down the line like that.
2nd and 7 for Holliston.
I think Coach Kiley would really like to get at least one more first down here, and then he's into 4-down territory.
Kiley to throw, goes deep down the middle. Andrew Dennison just snuck behind the defense, but knocked away by number 4.
I think if you ask TJ, he'll tell you that ball might have slipped out of his hands a little bit. It's kind of really one of those what they call the wounded duck thing there, kind of flopping around a little bit. I think that slipped out of his hand because TJ has a really nice pass. He throws a really nice ball, and that one was a little bit wobbly.
The front 5 for the Panthers giving him time, though. Number 72, Vladimir Valesky. Number 70, Jack Schelling. Number 54, Pierce Alachi. And number 56, Grant Harper. And number 50, Jimmy Parmisi.
They are giving him a lot of time, and that's been a big help for them so far. And you give him time and let your speed demons go to work out there, you're going to have a pretty decent outcome here at the game.
3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line. Kiley to pass again. Complete to Brady Sweeney, but he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, that was one of those little screen passes that, you see if you have anything over the middle, but they don't. So Holliston will punt. TJ will be back to punt.
Brings up a 4th and 7.
Clock running, 6:15 left to go in the first half. It's seems to be a pretty fast half, I think. Seems to be going pretty quickly.
A lot of running by both teams.
Yep.
TJ Kiley with the punt. Drives it away all the way to the 30-yard line. It takes a Panther bounce and just keeps rolling.
Tom,
Gonna be down at the inside the 15-yard line, maybe the 13.
I wish we had access to TJ to ask him because he looked right there. He looked like he was going to not kick the ball, but he looked for a minute and wanted to throw it, I think. And I don't know if he saw something in the defense that would make him feel that way, but that's what he wanted to do. 5:47 left to go in the first half. Holliston up 7-0.
So that drives the Red Raiders all the way back to their 13-yard line. 1st and 10. Madden under center. Hands off to Delgado. Gains a couple.
This is where Holliston could really do well to get a stop down here and get that field position back.
2nd down and 8 for Melrose.
Got to watch that quarterback.
Madden to Fogarty.
Oh, great job.
But a nice tackle right away. Pierce Alachi, number 54.
So now it's 3rd and long. And
CJ Pacheco, number 44.
Now it's 3rd and long, and you wonder how conservative down at the end of at this end of the field the Melrose coaching staff is going to be. If I was Holliston, you can be a little conservative and just kind of play for nothing, or you can come after the quarterback. But if you're going to go after him, you better get him, and you better contain these ends.
3rd and 8. Madden back to pass. Scrambles right. Up the right sideline.
Yeah.
And pushed out by Sweeney.
You got to contain those ends. You can't let him get to the outside. They played it pretty well. What they did is they played almost like a read and react with the 2 linebackers Holliston did. But
Madden showing a little speed to the corner there.
Yep. Well, they named a electronic football game after him, didn't they?
I think it was his dad.
Oh, okay. 4:11 left to go. John Madden, by the way, oh my God, great coach, great announcer, sensational.
The Raiders. Ball's at the 37-yard line for Melrose.
There's a blitz.
Handoff to Fogarty.
Got him. CJ down there on him.
And Pacheco and Brady Sweeney with the tackle. Gain of 1.
You know, it's the clock keeps rolling here. They're down to, before they snap the ball, it'll be down around 3:40 or even less than that. You kind of wonder at some point they might have to throw a ball here, so you're going to have to, your defensive back's going to be a little bit awake.
2nd down and 9 for Melrose. Madden hands off to 21, or number 8. That's Nick Chiluli.
Nick Chuli, yeah. Chuli's he is a pretty good runner. I saw him play against, as I said, the Lexington game. He did very, very well.
So going to be 3rd down and a long 4.
And Chuli's a little bit bigger than you would think. Or at least he's listed a little bit bigger than you would think. Big 3rd down here for both teams. 2:50 left to go in the half.
Madden back to pass.
Oh.
And overthrows number 48, Dom Delgado. And that brings up 4th down.
Yeah, and here we go. And this is where Holliston, with 2 timeouts now, getting the ball back. And how many times have we seen this, Tom? And especially in playoff games where Holliston does a magnificent job controlling the clock and getting the ball downfield.
Clock stopped with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go in this first half. Dennison and Lima drop back. Madden's kick is a high one, drives Dennison back to the 20. And he scoots forward to the 30-yard line. Holliston will have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this first half. See if they can't put together a scoring drive.
Oh, with this offense, you call that the month of August. I mean, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 2 timeouts. You got the ball. You can go, get clock stops on the first downs. You can get the ball out of bounds. Plenty of time here. The thing you want to do, though, is you definitely want to keep the ball. You don't want to turn this ball over before the half, because don't forget, you get the ball at the beginning of the second half, too. Holliston does.
Andrew Dennison out on an island, split wide to the right side of the formation. Kiley to throw, looks right, and complete. That to Brady Sweeney out there.
The safety keeps looking at Sweeney, and he wants to kind of look to Sweeney's side. So they're letting Dennison. They're covering Dennison one-on-one. And, at some point, if they can give TJ enough time, he can get back and throw the ball deep to Dennison.
2nd and 2. Kiley back to pass, scrambles right. Fires, complete to Dennison. He's got another Panther first down. Clock stops as they move the sticks.
That's in the scorebook as, a nice little pass from TJ to Dennison. Dennison saw his quarterback was in trouble, and he came back and gave his quarterback a nice open target to hit. Quarterbacks love that. They get in a little bit of trouble back there, and they want to throw the ball somewhere. And, you got the big number 6 looking at you from Dennison, and So all he does is get you a first down, keep the clock rolling, 1:35 left to go in the half.
Kyler again throws.
There he is.
Complete.
Lima.
That was Lima high pointing that ball for a nice little 8-yard gain.
You can see he gets out of bounds. That stops the clock. And that's what I mean. When you control the ball, you can control the clock. They do have the 2 timeouts, but they have all kinds of other things they can do to stop this clock. This is the point in the field where the situation here with a 2nd and short, you know, you might want to give this one a little go. Let's see if they go downfield with this a little bit or if they just are content in getting first downs.
2nd down and 2, balls at midfield. Minute 28 to go in the first half.
Here comes a
Kyler to
blitz.
throw, steps up, rolls left. Tripped up by number 70, big number 75. That's Braden Marceau Olelinka.
Yeah, he's good. You know, there's a timeout here, Holliston. We'll come back in a minute.
Didn't mention what a beautiful night it is for football.
Well, I wouldn't know the temperature because Carlos isn't here tonight to give me the weather report. So he normally does that. This is a huge 3rd down for both teams here. Holliston can keep the ball and keep control, or they're going to have to give it up.
Huge playoff crowd cheering for the Panthers here at Committee and Field. Kiley back to throw. Fires.
Ooh.
Knocked away by the Melrose at the last second. That brings up 4th down and 8.
Yeah, what Melrose did that time is they brought all their linebackers and everybody back, and they just rushed those front 4. So they put Holliston in a punt situation. Now again, TJ's back there punting. So you don't know, you know, they always have the option, and I'm not sure if Coach Kiley gives him the option to say if something's
you're going to get the ball in the second half.
Yep. So you want to punt it, but you know you hate giving it back, and you don't want to give it to Melrose at this point. So you probably do want to just punt it out of here.
Fogarty back deep for the Melrose Red Raiders.
Oh, look at that ball. Now you don't want to touch this ball. You don't want to down this. You let it roll and let that clock roll. 1:02 left to go. Now I will tell you this Madden, the quarterback from Melrose, they don't do it a lot, but he can throw. So you're going to have to, you know, be careful if you think that you can just, you know, that they're just going to go down there and run 4 plays or something.
Hey, want to give a shout out to number 40, Robert Collier, the long snapper for the Panthers. Saw him on the sideline. He's injured. Jack Schelling doing a great job filling in for number 40, but he's been a rock for the Panthers for 2 seasons.
That's a tough job.
It is. 1st and 10 for Melrose from their own 17. 1:02 to go in the first half. Madden to throw. Fires, complete. That was number 88. Daniel Dussault.
Clock keeps running. It's down to 45 seconds.
2nd down and 1. Madden on the quarterback draw.
Oh!
Big hit by...
Was that Sweeney?
No, that was Kawhi Lima that lowered that one.
Wow, he lowered the boom. Oh, the flag back here, so this is probably going to be going against Melrose would be my guess, but I hate guessing. Yeah, they're walking it back.
Appears to be coming back.
Holding.
Against Melrose.
So just 33 seconds left on the clock in the first half. And Melrose is going to be backed up with a 2nd down and 12.
Now, this is where you think, you know, maybe you want to send a couple guys here and see if you can get them back there deeper. And if you do and tackle them back there, you can call a quick timeout. And Melrose calls a timeout. And yes, so we'll take a timeout.
All right, 2nd and 13. Ball's on the 15-yard line.
33 seconds left to go. I think Holliston might play this a little bit conservatively, and I really don't blame them if they do. You just don't want any long gains here. Maybe get a pick off a pass or something.
Madden fakes it. Runs it towards the Melrose sideline. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock with 26 seconds to go.
See, that's what's so important about containing him, Tom, is that if you contain him, then they got to use. If they have one more, they might. I don't know if they have one more timeout or not, but if they do, they would have had to use their last timeout. But when you knock him out of bounds, he get around that corner, and you get out of bounds, and now he gets a shot. Third down, he gets going to be able to take a shot deep if he
saw
wants.
Lima chasing him, and he jumped out of
yeah.
bounds. Third down and 3 for the Red Raiders. Madden hands it off to Delgado, but he's tripped up by number 33, Lucas Badenkoff.
Let's see if Holliston calls a timeout here. 15, 14.
Clock's running. It's going to be 4th down and 1, but it doesn't look like either team is moving.
Let's see if
to make a play.
If Holliston calls a timeout just to get the punt off. There we go.
And that takes us right to the end of the first half. The Holliston Panthers 7, the Melrose Red Raiders nothing. We'll be back with second half action in just a few moments. All right, teams are back on the field for the second half. Panthers on the board, 7-0. A 4-yard run by Devin Harding. His 22nd of his Panther career is the difference in this ball game. Panthers will receive the kick to start the second half.
Yeah, good first half. I think both teams had a little, got off a little shaky there, a little turnover and a bunch of penalties and everything, but then both teams seemed to settle down. One thing, we talk a lot about the Holliston offense, and they are explosive, and we should talk a lot about them, but this defense is special. I mean, they've done a really good job, and like at the end of the game last week, that Hopkins, the way that they closed it out, they did a nice job. And with that game, as a matter of fact, Hopkins didn't even score 20 points. I mean, so they've been playing exceptional defense, and hopefully they can keep it up here for another 24 minutes, and Holliston can get a win out of this. But that's a good team across the field over there. They're well coached. And they're not going to lay down for anybody.
It was 7-0 as Harding went in with 1:26 to go in the first quarter, but that second quarter was really a battle of defenses. Neither offense could really find their stride in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I think you might see Holliston kind of open it up a little bit more. I mean, when you look at the coverage that they've been facing. They've had the opportunity, especially with Dennison. I mean, again, you get him one-on-one. If that offensive line can give TJ any time, he can get the ball downfield to Dennison, and they can have a little bit of fun with that. But other than that, I think Melrose has done a very good job, controlling the Holliston offense. But I do feel that Holliston, of course, the defense. I think if they can continue doing the job that they're doing, Holliston will be in good shape, and that offense is got to play well. By the way, one last thing, that offensive line for Holliston has done a really nice job tonight.
Yes, awesome. Back to receive the kick, number 6, Andrew Dennison, and number 4, Cooper Olson. Just got a great crowd here for the MIAA Division IV State Tournament first round game. It's nice to see the fans in the end zone, the stands full, just a perfect night for football.
Yeah, and they're jacked too. They're a lot of these fans are really getting into this
tonight. They came to see Jack Harper, that's what you say?
Yeah, that too.
And here's your kickoff to start the second half. Taken by Olson at the 15. Cooper Olson forward to almost the 30-yard line. A nice return by number 4.
I hope the next, maybe Melrose won't kick off at all again. That would be nice. But what happened was Melrose, the whole team went over there. I mean, if Holliston had sent Dennison on this side a little bit, and Cooper could have thrown him a little pass, behind obviously backpack. There was nobody within, 40 yards of anybody over here. So
they kicked it to the right sideline and tried to pinch on there a little bit.
Yeah, but they all went for it, and nobody held their lane over on this side. So I might want to think about that if and when that occurs again.
Panthers 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Kylie to Harding. He's got a couple of yards, no yards. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
You're going to have to, you got to go inside a little bit. I mean, you can't just ignore the inside. But like I said in the beginning of the game, Tom, I think the best bet for Holliston is use that great speed and get outside around the end.
Second and 10 for the Panthers. Kylie to throw, looks right, complete to Dennison. He turns.
Oh, that might be
grabbed. He almost
almost Huss collared there.
But he's up to the 47-yard line. And a first down for the Panthers.
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit in the first half. They look like they're covering him one-on-one. I haven't seen a player yet that can do that who we've played in any of these games, even in the Milton game. Dennison is just so quick and so fast. Looks like
Coach,
they're
taking a knee because we have a player down. We'll take a quick break too with 11:06 to go in the third quarter. So Alachi had to be helped off the field. Panthers 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. We wish Pierce Alachi the best. Handoff to Harding. They try that middle again.
Stacked up on the middle.
Again, Tom, I think you have to do that because you have to keep the defense honest. But actually, it's not a bad. He did get a couple of yards there. I thought he got stopped with for no gain. But you got to keep them a little honest, keep them inside, so when you do attack the outside, you'll have the room there.
2nd down and 8.
And on the stop. 2nd and 8.
Clock running, 10:25 to go in the third quarter.
Kylie to Harding again, 3 times in a row. And number 3 gets a second burst of energy. Just when you think he's stopped, he goes and squirts forward for another couple of yards.
And that's his MO, he doesn't stop. He keeps those legs pumping, he keeps going forward, and then at the end he leans forward and he always picks up that extra yardage. And you kids want to be a good running back. You watch this kid here, Devin Harding, he'll show you how to do it.
So 3rd and 3 for Holliston. Now they're at the Melrose 46.
Big third down for both teams again.
Kylie's going to throw. Fires deep, looking for Dennison.
Yeah, I think
good coverage by Melrose.
It was, and I think that TJ thought Dennison was going to get to the outside there, and Dennison went into the inside. So, but we'll see if they punt here or what they do. It's 4th and short. Whatever you do
Coach
here.
Kiley'd like to go for it, but he's done so well with the field position battle.
Whatever you do here, if you're not going to punt, you have to make this a quick play. You can't make it a play that's going to be drawn out in any way.
1 and 3.
So the offense ready to go here on 4th down and 3. Kylie, couple of steps, fires to his left. Andrew Dennison for the first down. And he's forward almost to the 30-yard line.
And that's there. That's going to be there all night. That defensive back is playing off him, and Andrew uses that great speed. He takes off. He gets downfield a little bit, and that defensive back backs up, and that allows a lot of space there, allowed him to get a first down. And, I kind of like that. Coach Kiley's going for the win. He's going after. He's being aggressive, and you know, when he gets that way, that just means he has great faith in his offense.
1st and 10 at the Melrose 32.
I think one of the things that gives him the faith, too, is when you see that Devin Harding is starting to make some yardage here.
The handoff to Harding. He bounces it to the outside, up the right sideline, puts a shoulder down, and he spins forward to the 11 or 12-yard line. So Devin Harding gets the Panthers in the red zone for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, that's true. You know, you talk about all these coaches, they talk about balance, you know, the run and the pass balance. And once that you get Devin Harding going like this, it opens up a lot of other stuff in the passing game, too.
They mark the ball at the 14-yard line.
Clock running, 8:10. I'm sorry, Tom.
No, go ahead. Holliston matriculating from their own 30-yard line, and they're on the doorstep right now with Melrose backed up. They go to Harding, who bounces to the left-hand side, number 3. Starting to find that secondary route to gaining yards.
Yeah, see, they're getting just enough to the outside there, and they can. He went to go off tackle, and great blocking there by the Holliston offensive line. And when he went to go off tackle, he saw the opening a little further out, and he was able to pick up, about 6 or 7 yards there.
2nd and 3. Ball's all the way to the 7-yard line. Go to Harding to the right side. He follows his blocks. He picks up another 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well,
and the fans like it here in Holliston.
This is where you come in. This is the part of the game you come into, and the offensive line starts taking over like this, and you get your running game going. And now everything's in the whole book's open. You can kind of do whatever you want to do down here.
So 1st and goal from the 2-yard line, 6:27, the clock is running. Hand off to Harding, bounces off a tackle.
He didn't get in? Holy mackerel, I thought he was in.
Well, he got knocked off course, but he righted himself very quickly. Picked up a yard.
It'll be 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Sometimes Holliston here goes to war, and that's what they're going to do.
And you called it, Jay.
And you know, you got a couple of runners here. You got Pacheco and of course Devin Harding, and you know this is where your offensive line, they love this part of the game. It's that old mano a mano thing there. And
Nick Larch, number 12, comes in and goes forward, pushed by Sahagan, and that play never got off.
No. Offsides defense. Encroachment.
So they got Melrose for a half yard.
Now you get a little closer for Nick Larch. This is that play they ran in Hopkinton, and you know they come back and they have somebody come in and they push Nick Larch, so you get the offensive line pushing, you get a back pushing Nick Larch at quarterback, and they get in. You got 3 shots here to get about a half a yard, it looks like.
Jimmy Parmisi, Jimmy Bordeaux, Grant Harper, Vladimir Valesky, and they push forward. And Holliston gets a little momentum. They're going to have to sort out this scrum.
They're not
and there's a touchdown, Panthers! Nick Larch and the Red Sea celebrating with talcum powder as it floats over the field, obliterating our view. But with 5:11 to go in the third quarter, the Panthers are on the board again.
Yeah, we can't. I guess it's going to clear up now a little bit. McElliott back to kick. It looks like he missed it.
Kick
He
is
did.
no good. But Nick Larch gets the push from his offensive line and makes it happen with his 5th career touchdown. And that makes it 13-0 Holliston.
Not the frozen tundra, it's the fog and the smog and the smoke of Covidian.
That smells like talcum powder.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
Oh. That's good, because I was going to have to shower tomorrow, but now I don't have to. 5:11 left to go in the third quarter. That's a big score. And you know, I had talked about at one point when we had talked before the game, and I said, well, 17, to me, 17 points or more is the big thing. That's 3 possessions. Well, you're 2/3 of the way there right now. And now it's up to your defense, and your defense has got to hold them and don't let them get downfield.
Just the way they drew it up, Jay.
Yeah.
Came out of the locker room, took the second half kickoff, got it to the 30, and then drove the field with a clutch. Can't forget, a clutch.
Fourth down call. Yeah.
Call on 4th and 7. Connection from Kylie to Dennison.
that pass took an offensive line to give TJ the time and TJ the ability to get the ball to Dennison and have him catch it. Hold your lane, boy. That's it. Nice job. Nice job, lads. 5 minutes left to go in the third.
Several of the Panthers in on the stop.
I swallowed some of that talcum powder. Oh, my gosh.
You're going to have dulcet tones just like Jack Harper pretty soon.
There was nothing coming out.
They'll be here doing
the one
a
thing
special
that
on
could
you.
shut me up, talcum powder. You'll be having it in the press box here after every touchdown.
But your voice smells really good.
1st and 10 from the Melrose 28. Madden hands it off to Fogarty, or number 8.
Oh, was that Sweeney again? What a great play.
Nice hit and finish by David and Villa. That was Nick Chaluli.
Now he's a good runner. Chuli's a good runner.
Chuli?
I think it's Chuli. I think it is.
Well, you listen to these games.
Yeah, but I don't pay attention. I'm half deaf in one ear.
Blind in the other ear.
2nd and 9 at the 29.
At some point here, they're going to open it up.
Second down and 9 for Melrose.
At some point, he's going to open up and throw the ball, so you got to be a little bit careful here.
Madden fakes it to Chaluli, goes down the middle.
Yeah, we knew that was
Covered
coming.
by Lima, though. But that was big, 6'6". Cameron Lippy.
Lippy, I saw him when playing. I was kind of impressed with the way he played defensive end, too. He was, or however they run it now with the tackle, whatever you call it. I call it defensive end, and, he does a nice job with that. But he also can get downfield and use that big body. Big third down here again now, and as the clock runs down and 4:04 left to go in the third, every third down is going to start to be kind of big.
3rd and 9.
Watch the quarterback, got to contain him.
Madden rolls right, throws,
Incomplete.
but the ball is dropped. Looked like he had Lippy open. It still was going to be short of a first down. And now for sure it's a punting situation for Melrose.
Now Madden's back there, so you got to be a little careful here. From here on in, you gotta watch it, because as the clock keeps running and the score keeps mounting, he might run.
Kick is to
Whoa, get it?
Dennison all the way back to his 33.
The wind, you can tell, Coach.
The talcum powder.
You can tell by the talcum powder where the wind's going here. But that thing got caught up in the wind, and Andrew Dennison did a great job of being able to control that ball, come down with it, and keep it in our possession. And now you get to the point of the game where You know, maybe you give the ball like you did in the last drive a little more to Harding and maybe some shorter passes, eat up some clock here and get in. If you can get that third possession, that third possession lead, that's going to be critical for Holliston here. So
well, it seems like the Panthers, if anything, they seal up the inside so that Harding's finds success bouncing it to the outside. Yeah. 1st and 10 for Holliston at their own 32. First down, it's Harding up the middle, and he is wrapped up. That was 51, Captain Jack Clays.
Andrew Dennison has probably already run like a cross-country run.
Aren't they running out of
miles.
talcum powder yet?
But Andrew Dennison has run a lot. He runs these patterns downfield and takes these guys with him downfield. Boy, he's put a lot of mileage on his cleats tonight. Oh, we had an injured player there. I guess he's coming off the field.
That was Clays who made the tackle.
They called a loss of about a yard. 2nd and 11 from the 31.
So 2nd and 11 from the 31-yard line.
Clock running, 3:19 left to go in the third.
TJ to throw on 2nd down, rolls right. He's being chased pretty good.
That's it. Good job, TJ. Get that ball out of there. Don't mess around.
He was under heavy pressure from Melrose.
Pressure from Delgado and Marcelo Olelenga.
Now, I talk about this quite a bit with about TJ. Is that I really think he's a very, very strong passer when he's running to his left. That's tough for a right-handed quarterback. And there's a situation here now where he has that left side of the field. They're gonna cover the right side of the field because he's a right-handed quarterback. If he goes to that other side, he might have an opening there to hit somebody.
So 3rd down and 11 for Holliston.
Oh, that's a jump. That's Holliston pick up 5 yards there.
A quick 5.
We can't hear, of course. We've got the headsets on, so we can't hear the cadence. But something must have changed in the cadence there. Nicely played by TJ. 3:01 left to go. 15 minutes and 1 second in this ball game.
They must have gone down to Walgreens to get more talcum powder. CVS is out. 3rd down and 6. Kiley to throw.
Oh.
Fires to the left. Incomplete. That's going to force the Panthers to punt.
Yeah, he had some pressure on him there, and now he's going to be punting against the wind a little bit. You saw the way that powder was kind of going across the field there, and it's kind of a pretty good clip. So, but one of the things TJ kind of does is his ball never seems, when he punts, doesn't seem to go too high. It just goes long, and you know, sometimes that'll help if it gets windy up there.
Fogarty's back at his own 31. There's Kiley's kick is going to hit at the 40 and settle right in at the 39-yard line. So pretty good field position for Melrose, trailing by 13, 2:45 left in the 3rd quarter.
Now your defense, what you want to do is you don't want to get beat deep quickly.
Yeah, Melrose has to be counting their possessions.
He'll throw, and he can throw. He's got some receivers there, and he can throw the ball. Madden can. So you're gonna have to be a little careful here, but you don't want to be so conservative that you get out of your defense, because your defense has been playing really, really great tonight.
Fakes the jet play, Madden.
Nothing there.
A nice coverage by Holliston. Cooper Olson snuffed that one out.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough pass to put a quarterback in that situation because he threw it in there where a little bounce here or there, and a red shirt could have got that and taken that back a long way.
2nd and 9 for the Red Raiders.
Got to contain the quarterback here.
Madden to throw again. Complete. Knocked away, and he scoots up the sideline. Stayed in bounds. Touchdown, Melrose.
Yeah, that's what you couldn't do. I said, you can't let them score quickly. If you make them drive for 5 minutes or so and they score, that's one thing. But
number 6, Connor Brophy. So Madden to Brophy makes it a 13-6 game, and I imagine we'll see the Melrose go for 2. No, they got their kicker out there.
Their kicker was pretty good. If they score again, get extra points, they win the game because Holliston only has 13 points. Oh. Somebody moved or something. Offsides, Holliston? Yeah, encroachment. So now, Tom.
Change your mind and go for 2 now?
Now, Tom, you might change your mind and go for 2 because then that's all you're going to need is the touchdown. So this is interesting. Looks like they're going to keep the kicker on the field. I mean, if you have faith in your kicker and you feel you're going to score another touchdown, then that's all you need. But
kick is strong and good. So with 1:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, Panthers' lead is cut down to 13-7.
Well, you got a lot of stuff going on here now, and Holliston's kind of control. If you can control the ball for any length of time and get down there and put another 6 or 7 on the scoreboard or 8 on the scoreboard, you're being in pretty good shape. But now it gets a little bit iffy. And we'd want nothing else in a playoff game, right? And iffiness.
Yeah, I just finished my heart medicine from the Hopkinton game, for crying out loud.
Well, there will be no mouth-to-mouth in this booth. 1:54 left to go in the 3rd.
But this is turning into a great game, great ball game. Both teams scoring here in the 3rd quarter to keep it close.
Holliston led 7-0 coming into this into the second half here, and Holliston scored 6, and Melrose has scored 7. 1:54 left to go in the 3rd.
O'Donnell ready to kick off, and he kicks it right up the middle. Bounces to Olson at the 10. He's out to the 26.
So now you tell your offensive line, guys, we need a drive here. We need to give TJ the time to pass. We need to give Devin the time to run. The other thing is, like I said a little bit earlier, one of the other sets of downs Holliston was running is I don't think you want to run any plays that take a long time to develop, like bringing a receiver around and sweeping or something like that. You can bring somebody around, but not that's going to take so long that to develop that the Melrose can get in there, because they've been playing pretty good defense so far tonight.
1st and 10 from the 26. Kyler to throw on 1st down. Drops it off to Harding, a little screen. Number 3's got a 1st down as he crosses the 40 to the 41.
Well, that'll slow down that pass rush a little bit. What they've done is Melrose, at least in the last down, they played 2 high safeties, they want to give help to both sides. And this time, looks like they're going to go back to one.
Hand off to Harding. And he doesn't find any room on that left side.
Jack Morrissey with the tackle. Loss of
You want
two.
to kind of avoid, especially at this point of the game with the clock running, 40 seconds left to go in the third. Kind of want to avoid any losses of yardage here.
2nd and 12 for Holliston.
This is a good spot for a tight end pass too.
Kiley looks left. Comes back right. Got Dennison.
Oh, what a play
Dennison
by
up
Dennison.
the sideline.
What
Almost
a play.
tiptoed his way.
Put that in the back of your mind for later on tonight. That might be one of the plays that really opened it up for Holliston a little bit and turned it. Oh, he stepped out down here. I'm sorry. I thought he made it for the
I
first
thought
down.
he made it the first down.
I was going to say if he got the first down on that, that's one of those plays that just kind of breaks the momentum of the other team.
Stops the clock with 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Lippy comes back into the defense for Melrose. Big boy, 6'6". He's down though. I'd be standing up. If I was 6'6", I'd come out of a standing position. I wouldn't get down on all fours.
Kyler to throw on 3rd down. Knocked down by Lippy.
Yeah, well. Now you got 4 seconds left. You got to punt the ball here, obviously. Oh, this is interesting.
Coach Kiley's thinking it over.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, they're
He's
going
going
for
to
it.
throw it down to his offense. Throw the gauntlet. Fourth down and 3 for the Panthers. 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Gentile shifts sides. Kiley to throw. Dumps
First
it off to
down.
Harding,
Big,
and he's
big
got
play.
a first down.
Oh, boy.
Nice call for a screen pass. He got those Melrose Red Raiders coming upfield fast.
Wow, what a great call, and what great execution by the offensive line and the quarterback and receiver.
Well, that'll do it for the third quarter. Panthers 13, Red Raiders 7. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a moment. All right, fresh 12 on the clock. 12 minutes in this football game. Panthers lead by 6. 1st and 10 from the Melrose 43 after the Devin Harding first down catch. Holliston goes to Harding. He follows Jack Schelling. Oh, nice touchdown saving tackle right there by the safety.
But the safety got the worst of that. Let's see if he gets back. He's up. Good. He's okay.
But Devin Harding picks up another first down for Holliston.
See, that's what a great runner he is. You know, he comes outside. He knows where to cut. He has great vision because you'd have to in order to see what he saw there to get in the open field.
So the Panthers all the way to the Melrose 32-yard line.
Now they got what little wind they have. They do have to their back. So if TJ wants to go a little deep here or there, at some point, he's going to be able to do it.
First down to Harding, right side, and he runs into the arms of big number 75. Marceau Olinka
He's a good
with
one.
the tackle. He's a
really
good one. Going to Columbia, you
So
said?
Columbia is what I heard. And, it's interesting because last week we had to fight off Sokol, who was number 75. So I'm watching the films. I'm going, not again, another 75.
You know what I found out about Olenko is that he does the morning announcements, which are videotaped on their cable like station. So he's a TV personality.
He's a Tom Emmons wannabe. I can tell.
No. I think he has higher aspirations.
He would have to.
2nd and 14 for Holliston. Kiley to throw, fires. Complete to Brady Sweeney. Touchdown, Panthers! A 36-yard touchdown strike from Kiley to Sweeney.
And you got to give that to the offensive line, because what they did is they allowed TJ to have enough time to be able to get to the outside, swing the ball to the outside, and find one of his 2 favorite targets out there. And now Holliston will be going for 2. 10:26 left to go in the ball game.
They've got the offense on the field for the 2-point conversion.
Here we go again, because this is another big play here for Holliston. But you've got every play in the book now, because you can run. You got Devin Harding who can run, you TJ who can roll out and hit somebody. So everything's in play.
Kiley fires to the corner.
Incomplete.
No good is the 2-point attempt. So with 10:26 to go in the game, the Panthers' lead is 19-7.
Well, the two possession lead is nice, but if they can get one more possession lead here and run a little clock off, they're going to be in pretty good shape.
For Brady Sweeney, that was his 6th touchdown catch of the year, his 16th of his Panther career. And for TJ Kiley, that was his 21st touchdown pass on the season.
Did I see somewhere? I thought I saw in New England Football Journal that does he have the lead the Division IV in touchdown passes?
Well, not all teams submit stats, but I'd have to look.
I thought I saw that somewhere.
Could be. Kualima with the kickoff. It's popped up short. Going to drop at the 20-yard line. Pretty good return for Melrose as they get the ball out over the 35-yard line.
Okay, so what becomes important here? 3 things, and 2 of them we talked about before the game. You must contain the ends, right? You can't let them around the ends. You must watch the middle, watch Madden in the middle of the field, and you have to tackle. If they're going to go downfield, you got to make them to eat up a lot of clock to get downfield. You can't let them score quickly, because otherwise they're right back in this game. So you want to get them, and then if you can control it enough so that they don't score, you get the ball back, then you have a shot to get that 3-possession lead. 10:17 left to go in the 4th.
Let's see if the Panther defense can come up with a turnover.
Watch Madden.
1st and 10 from the 38. Pitch to Fogarty. He throws the ball complete to Albanese. So a trick play gets the Melrose into Holliston territory just like that.
Yeah, that was a great play and a great call by the coaching staff over there from Melrose, and to get him open. And I think that was Dennison. I think if he could have had like 1 or 2 more steps the way that ball was thrown, he might have intercepted it.
So 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line of Holliston now.
That sometimes that sets that defense back a little bit on their heels when they get beat like that too, and that's a message that they might have want to give. They're going to run this ball right here.
Fake to Fogarty, back to the air.
Intercepted!
Intercepted!
Flag is down.
Whoa, and spun out of bounds.
Flag is down.
Brady Sweeney with the interception, but the flag was out.
That was a great catch by Sweeney.
There's a flag on the play. Cameron Lippy was the intended receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Pass interference against Melrose, so the Panthers come up with a huge turnover. Brady Sweeney with his fourth interception of the season.
I was really surprised because they had the lineup all set up to run the ball and see if they could get downfield a little bit better. But, you're going up against a 6'6" guy. But Brady Sweeney is such a great athlete.
Well, he
was able to extend to get up there. And that was a tremendous catch. He caught the ball at the top of his jump. So 9:27.
That could be play of the game, part one.
Well, 9:27 left. Still a lot of time for both of these teams. Holliston's got to kind of control the ball and get it downfield, and Melrose got to keep it down here so they can get a little bit better field position if Holliston has to punt. Buckle up, boys. Here we go.
That was the 10th interception of the season for the Panthers in just 9 games. First down for Holliston from their own 10. They give it to Harding. He backs his way across the 10.
Great job.
Any which way you can. Picked up 4 yards out to the 14.
Now you're at the point of the game here with you inside of 9 minutes, 8:55, 8:50. And this is the point of the game where if Holliston can start marching this ball down the field, Melrose needs 2 touchdowns to get back in this thing, and you can eat up some clock. But you got to do it. You got to just march down the field. Let that offensive line take over.
Kiley waiting for the 10-second mark. There it is. Kiley to Harding.
I didn't see what happened if he slipped or not, but he looked like he was going to make a cut to the right, and if he was able to complete that cut, there was an opening there that he could have got through and maybe made about 5 or 6 more yards.
3rd and 5.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 5 from the 15. We're under 8 minutes to go. See what Coach Kiley calls in for his first down, making play right here.
He's run some little passes in this situation tonight, one or two screen passes.
Looks like the Red Raiders are dug in. Kiley to throw, back right. Incomplete. Intended for Dennison.
And Holliston will be punting.
Stops the clock with 7:24 to go in the game.
Well, he'll be punting with the wind here. So that'll help. Holliston's got to get down and make sure to cover this. You don't want any type of return here at all.
Kiley's kick.
Oh, nice kick. Look at that.
Hits at the 42 and just keeps rolling.
It's like he doesn't even. I saw a special this week on Ray Guy, who passed away. Of course, we know Ray Guy already. He passed away,
yeah.
and they showed a special of him punting and
the only Raider I liked.
Yeah, he was great all-around player, and he had that big extension when his leg would go up, and he'd boom the ball, and TJ gets out there and he just looks like he's not even trying. Obviously, he is, but he just kicks it nice and smoothly, and he always gets that roll and. It's a nice situation. That got Holliston out of a little trouble there. Nicely played by TJ.
So 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at their own 44-yard line.
and they need to score in this possession. So they're all things are
Madden.
going to come. And it's almost intercepted.
They've been a little higher. Number 6 was ready for it. Gain of 5, second down and 5. Clock running with under 7 minutes to go.
Second and 5.
High snap, brought down.
Got a tackle. Got a tackle. Got a tackle.
31.
That's it.
Just
That's it.
the Ramblin' Rick from Georgia Tech. Number 31, Bennett Cassavoy. First down at the Holliston 36.
Yeah, you can't. You get a shot at one of these guys. If you can't tackle him, jump on him, literally, and make that extra weight so he can't make his cuts or anything, and the other guys will come up and help you out.
Madden did a great job corralling that snap. Madden fakes, goes deep.
Too deep.
Incomplete. Dennison was in good coverage there.
6:01 left to go in this ball game.
Clock stops on the incompletion. Second down and 10 for Melrose.
You know, you're almost to the point in this game where, they're the type of team that can score quickly with a run, but you're almost to the point in this game where you're going to start taking the run away if they don't score relatively quickly here.
Madden on the quarterback keeper.
There's that run. That's perfect.
And
right there.
Number 4, Cooper Olson on the tackle.
And that's what I talked about earlier. You've got to keep him. He can come to the outside, but he can also, if it opens up in the middle, which it kind of did there, Cooper closed that right off and did a nice job tackling for a loss.
That's the second big play he's snuffed out tonight. 3rd and 11 for Melrose. Clock is running now. 5:30 left in the fourth quarter.
This is 4-down territory for Melrose at this point of the game. Gotta watch Madden.
Madden hands it off to Cassavoy, and he just blasts up the middle, but he's short of a first down.
Just short of the first down.
It's going to bring up a 4th down.
Lucas Big called that.
And let's see where they mark it.
Clock still running.
4th down and 2.
4:55, 4:54.
Ball's at the Panther 28.
See, this is the problem now. Is they want to probably put in their short yardage offense, but you're just eating up clock here. I mean, just standing there eating up the clock. Let's see if he has to pass the ball here. Boy, it'd be nice to blitz him and get a sack here. That would be huge.
The crowd starts getting revved up, realizing how important this down is right now. Fourth and 2. Handoff to number 8.
Didn't get it.
And he
did
not get the first down.
He didn't get it. Well, or maybe he did. Let's see. I thought it was on the yardage line, but it's not. So let's see if he got it. Looks like maybe he did. They're going to have to measure this, I think.
He got hit behind the line.
Yeah, they're going to bring this out.
It's going to be close.
Well, he got hit behind the line. I thought that the yardage marker was right on, what is that, the 25-yard line?
Right.
But it wasn't. It's really on the 26-yard line. Now, if that's the case, then this is going to be a first down. 4:06 left to go in this ball game.
I don't think it's right on the 26. I think it's between the 26 and the 25.
That's why I think he might have gotten it.
I don't think so. Holliston signaling.
No. First down. First down.
They got a little excited.
Yeah.
They just made it by a hair. So Melrose with a first down and with 4:06 to go in the game, trailing 19-7.
406 is a lucky number around here. That was Ted Williams' batting average.
Ball's on the 25.5-yard line.
Make sure to tackle. Nothing gets by you. Contain those edges. Contain those edges.
Madden with 3 receivers to his left. Looks to pass on first down. Down the middle, complete to Fogarty. That was a nice dart by Madden on the throw.
They're going to line right up again. Holliston better get ready because they're going to line right up again. Come on, Holliston.
Melrose
get ready.
moving with some urgency. Madden hands it off to number 8. He is stacked up by the Panthers.
3:30 left to go in the game. Clock is still running.
Pacheco on the tackle with a little help.
You definitely don't want them to score, but if they're going to score, you definitely want to make them eat up as much of the clock as possible here.
I think the Panther defense will go for not scoring right now. 2nd and 6 for Melrose. Madden to throw, fires to the corner.
Almost intercepted, I thought. Look.
Touchdown.
A touchdown. Wow.
Melrose with 2:56 to go.
Melrose touchdown.
They've made this a 6-point game.
6-yard touchdown pass.
So Madden with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
You know, he gets the ball out really quickly, too. There's twice on that, the last 2 plays. I didn't think he was going to get the ball up, but he got it off and got it to the open man. Here's a try for the extra point.
Snap, kick is up. Just enough. The point after touchdown is good. So the Melrose Red Raiders close it up on the Holliston Panthers, 19-14, with just 2:56 left to go in this game.
And, you know, you wonder why. I mean,
do you go for the onside kick?
I think he has all 3 timeouts, doesn't he? If he has all 3 timeouts, no, you wouldn't. You kick it deep and try and get your guys home because you get the onside kick. If you don't get it, you're going to be in big trouble. So I wouldn't. I mean, and the other thing is, how often does an onside kick work? You know, an onside, what's it, like 20% of the time? If he has 3 timeouts, you kick it deep. If he doesn't, well, maybe then you do have to do the onside kick. Now, on the other side of the ball, if Holliston gets the ball, they're going to have to make about 2 or 3 first downs, and that's all they need. They do not need to score. $176 seconds away.
2:56 to go.
Got a timeout Holliston before the kickoff. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, out of the timeout, Holliston's, they're stacking the box with their hands team, expecting the onside kick right here.
Yeah, but you got to be careful it doesn't kick to one side or the other.
Chopped it up.
Oh, great job by Holliston. Great job.
Good hands by the hands team. That was Joey Gentile. Scooped it up.
So now the situation is, I still think they have their 3 timeouts. If they do, they're going to have to use it on Holliston when Holliston has the ball. And then if Holliston punts, they're going to have a long way to go. So if Holliston get 2 first downs, that should just about wrap this up.
And I'd say Holliston's in 4-down territory. You probably wouldn't punt if they had a makeable 4th down.
Well, we'd see. Yeah, we'll see how makeable it would be, but you don't want to make them go the whole length of the field if they get the ball back. Hopefully the deal is here that Holliston can, like I said, make a couple first downs and it won't matter.
What a whale of a ball game between these first two, this first meeting of Melrose and Holliston. Kiley hands off to Harding. Harding straight ahead, picks up a couple.
About a yard.
They gave him one.
Clock's still running.
2nd and 9.
So Holliston will milk this as much as they can here.
Melrose must not have 3 timeouts.
Well, then if they don't, that's why they did the onside kick. That would have made sense.
They could have 2 timeouts, though. So maybe they got to take this play.
Got to come to the outside here.
2nd down and 9 for Holliston. Handoff to Harding.
There you go. There you go.
Devin Harding.
There you go. First down and more.
And he gets chopped out of bounds, but a first down.
Right now, that's the play of the game.
What a great job finding some extra green to the outside the hash marks.
Yeah, you got to beat them to the outside, Tom. You know, we said that, we talked about that at the beginning of the game, how, you know, use your speed, get to the outside.
Well, number 3, let the talcum powder out of this place.
You think, did somebody call a timeout? Oh, ball was out of bounds. I see. Okay.
Clock stop with 1:55 to go. 1st and 10 for Holliston on the 31 of Melrose.
There's one. I told you needed 2 first downs.
Harding go to the right side, bounces it outside.
Oh, boy, he's so good.
Keeps his feet to the 25.
He is just so good. He
and
really
now
is.
Melrose takes a timeout. So with the clock stop with 1:45, we'll be back in just a moment. So 2nd down and 5 for Holliston, 1:45 to go. They lead by 5. We've got another barn burner, Jay, 2 weeks in a row.
This is great. This is just great. This is football the way it was meant to be. Little different lineup here for Holliston.
Kiley to Harding. Oh, end around play to Andrew Dennison, and he breaks through for a touchdown. A 26-yard scamper. Touchdown, Panthers.
Wow. Great call.
Boy,
Great
got
call.
Melrose biting on that one.
Yeah, well, they had me biting on it too because I was looking down and I thought Harding was going to get the ball. The offensive line did a really nice job opening a hole for Harding, and then the next thing I see, Dennison is coming around the corner full speed. Nicely done. 134.
Great fake by T.J. Kiley.
That was fantastic.
Boy, doesn't he do a great job. And Harding selling the play.
It was just a super job. And
I mean, Coach Kiley must have had that play in his pocket for a couple of minutes.
I'd use that play a lot more too.
Holliston going for the 2-point conversion. A sliding Brady Sweeney.
He slid. He was outside the end zone when he slid. All right, well.
So the Panthers lead 25-14 with 1:34 to go.
25-14 Holliston.
And now you put it in the hands of your defense.
So Coach Kiley and his play calling is just
That was
caught Melrose napping on that play. We were so numbed by seeing handoff to Harding, handoff to Harding, handoff to Harding.
like I said, it caught me napping too because I was looking right there and I said, "Oh my God, he's going to get a first down!" And the next thing I know, there's somebody coming this way.
Well,
and
he didn't have Dennison in motion before
No, he
the
did
play.
not.
Had him sort of
just
like
outside a little
just
bit.
outside, the formation. So when TJ turned around, faked it to Harding, there he was.
Okay, this is
Well
where
executed play.
you want to hold your lanes here. You want nothing to happen here with 94 seconds left.
Lehman's kick goes all the way back to the 10-yard line. Fumbled by Melrose. Tackled at the 20-yard line.
Cooper Olsen with the stop.
125 and 129. 125 left to go. 85 seconds.
They mark it at the 20. First and 10.
Now in the front of your defense, a lot of times in a situation like this, you want to do what they call read and react. You don't want to attack the ball, just read and react. Don't let anybody get outside. If he's going to get him, if he's going to run, you want to be able to take care of him.
Madden rolls left, throws out in the flat. It's out of bounds and stops the clock, but a short gain.
Short gain stops the clock. Out of bounds.
Nice coverage there by Gentile.
119 left to go in the game. I think they put the ball on that side of the field, Tom. They wanted the ball over there so that Madden can work the right side of the field on this play. So I look for him to do something over on this side.
Madden looks right. Drops it off to that was that's Casavoy, but he's tackled inbounds.
Timeout, Melrose.
So we'll take a break too.
For those of you that are at home, first of all, thank you for listening. Secondly, watch Channel 5 tonight. You might see a little Jack Harper on there. We'll see.
So 3rd down and 2 for Melrose at their own 28. Minute 9 seconds to go. Madden to throw. Has to bounce it outside, dump it off. Incomplete, stops the clock.
1:02 left to go. Well, we got a minute here. I want to thank our crew tonight. We have Tom Harmon, the Tom Harmon, down on the field and doing the field camera. Christian Boudet here doing all the computer
YouTube work.
You know? And Bruce Guilfoyle up top in the big camera.
So 4th down and 2. Melrose has to make this to stay alive. High snap. Madden pulls it in. Takes it himself. Picks up the 1st down.
56 seconds left to go.
Madden did a great job getting the high snap and then turned it into a 1st down and got out of bounds. 56 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 36.
So 1st and 10 at the 36. Madden to throw. Looks down the middle.
Ooh.
Incomplete. Intended for Casavoy.
Casavoy was in the area.
I think what Holliston's got to do is just not let anybody beat you deep. 51 seconds left.
2nd down and 10. Madden rolls left. Fires into the flat. Fogarty heads to the sidelines. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 44 seconds to go.
I mean, the Holliston defense will take this. They can pick up 5 or 6 yards at a whack, but they're also eating up 6 or 7 seconds. And Holliston loves this. At some point, they're going to have to go downfield. And that's what Holliston has to prevent. They can't let anybody back there behind you. Timeout, Holliston.
And Holliston takes a timeout with 44 seconds to go. We'll take a quick break. So 3rd down and 4 for Melrose.
3rd and 4 from the 42.
This Panther defense giving Melrose an inch at a time.
You know, you almost want to feel at some point here. You wonder if Coach Athey, he's playing it nice and conservatively. If you'll blitz.
Madden out in the flat to Albanese. Another first down.
Yeah, well,
chip.
It's only 38 seconds remaining.
38 seconds.
I mean, maybe they're just happy getting the, 8 or 10 yards at a clip here, but at some point they're going to get tackled in bounds.
Madden to throw down the right sideline.
Ooh.
Incomplete.
Wow.
That was a heck of a throw.
That was almost a great catch, too.
Davis was the intended receiver.
33 seconds left to go.
Dennison had the coverage. 2nd and 10.
Just don't want to get beat. Just don't want to get beat.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Red Raiders. 33 seconds left in the game. They trail by 11. Madden back to
PJ,
pass.
that's holding. That was hold right in front of him. They grabbed PJ. CJ came right around the corner.
I think the ref wanted to pull the trigger on that flag.
Wow.
It just wouldn't come out of his pocket.
Well,
That was an interesting
And needless to say, it stops the clock with 26 seconds to go after the Madden scramble. It's 3rd down and 11.
26 seconds to go.
Seems like the Melrose offense and Holliston defense has been on the field forever.
I know. This defense, you got to give them so much credit. I know we give the offense credit and they deserve it, but this defense is just amazing.
Madden again.
Look at CJ again.
Chase
Again
from the
he's held.
pocket.
That time he was held by 2.
Incomplete again. Dennison in coverage.
That's ridiculous.
That's the only way to block him.
He came in and that time he grabbed him with both hands. Come on.
We're consistent.
Down to 19 ticks on the clock. 4th down and 11.
The longest minute.
It seems like an eon ago, but it was just a minute ago that Andrew Dennison went into the end zone from 26 yards out. Madden to throw. Incomplete, and that'll do it. Turnover on downs, and Holliston will be able to set up in the victory formation in this hard-fought first-round game of the MIAA Division IV playoffs.
And you know the best news of all? We're back here next week.
Yes.
We are home next week. One snap and this thing is over.
Nick Larch lines up in the victory formation and takes a knee. And that will do it. Holliston 25, Melrose 14. It was everything and more that Danny V and Football Journal, they said this was going to be one of the games of the week.
Yeah, this was a good game, and Holliston beat a good team. And I go back 7 days ago when they played Hopkinton. I think they learned a lot from that game. And if you talk to the coaching staff, they'll probably say that it was a similar type of situation here. And they were able to really do a nice job. And I give that defense, Tom, you got to give them all the credit in the world. That offensive line just played out of their minds. What a great job by Holliston. And now we see if we play, it's either going to be the winner of
moves on to the winner of Northampton and Scituate.
Now, Northampton was undefeated, but Scituate had a tremendously tough schedule. They won just 3 games, but that's the requisite to getting in. You have to win at least 3 games.
Holliston goes to 8-1 on the season and moves up the charts. They also go to, interesting, Their playoff record under Coach Kiley goes to 14-1 here at Comedian Field.
Wow.
Home sweet home.
So, again, we want to thank Bruce Guilfoyle up in the big
I've
camera.
got some stats, Jay.
Oh, you got some stuff. Okay, so.
We're missing our Carlos Canto, our beloved stat machine. But Ken Dunn texted in some stats.
Okay, good.
Devin Harding, 21 carries and 115 yards rushing and a touchdown. TJ Kiley was 14 of 21 for 126 yards and a touchdown. Andrew Dennison, 7 catches for 70 yards, and he had a running touchdown. Brady Sweeney had 4 catches for 24 yards and a touchdown. Devin Harding had 2 catches for 24 yards. And also Nick Larch with an important touchdown on a quarterback sneak.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Okay. Once again, we want to thank Christian Boudet here, Tom Harmon, Bruce Guilfoyle. Did it again, Tom. Did it again. Brought us home again. Final score from committee in Holliston 25, Melrose 14. Look on your paper, see in your paper when the game is, and I'm sure it's going to be here probably Friday night.
Next Friday at 7 o'clock. Don't want to miss it.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.